Have you ever received a flyer, cold call, or potentially even a text message or voicemail that just appeared on your phone from someone offering to buy your minerals? Mineral buyers are absolutely everywhere, and not all of them have your best interest at heart. In part 3 of our series on the types of mineral buyers and who to avoid, we're going to be talking about the types of mineral buyers out there, how to evaluate them, and red flags that can help you identify folks you should avoid. So stay tuned and learn something. Howdy folks, my name is Stephen Hatcher and I created the Minerals Guy to provide tailored content and resources to mineral and royalty owners just like you so that you have a better understanding of minerals and royalties as an asset class and the potential value of your mineral rights. If you own minerals, chances are that you've received contact from someone in the past offering to buy them, whether that was through a flyer that you received in the mail, a cold call, or potentially even a text message or a voicemail that just appeared on your phone. The market for oil and gas minerals has absolutely exploded over the past decade. And while there are plenty of quality, honest mineral buyers out there, there are just as many fly-by-night, faceless groups that will try to take advantage of you. Chances are, if you own oil and gas minerals, you've received contact from someone in the past offering to buy your minerals. So how do you decide who you should work with? How do you avoid the fly-by-night groups that will try to take advantage of you? And how do you maximize the value of your minerals in a sale? Well, the first thing that I would tell you is that you need to make sure that you're working with somebody like me, a professional mineral buyer. And how do you distinguish a professional mineral buyer from a fly-by-night group? I'm going to give you some tips. So how do you distinguish between a professional mineral buyer and a fly-by-night? Well, I'm going to tell you what I would do. And when it comes to dealing with individuals, I'm going to give you a couple of tips, and I'm also going to give you a couple of tips for how to evaluate companies, right? So when it comes to individuals, right, Joe Mineral Buyer gives you a call, right? Do you have Joe's first name, last name, and do you know what city he's located in or he's calling from, right? And that may seem very simple, very rudimentary, but with that little bit of information, you can do a little bit of your own due diligence on the internet, right, through just a simple Google search, just to confirm that this person is who they say they are, right? Equally as important as any information that you're going to find on the internet is your gut level feeling when you're talking to Joe on the phone, right? You know, how does Joe make you feel, right? I am a big believer in human intuition and trust in your gut when it comes to judging character of folks that you're dealing with. So after you've satisfied yourself that the individual that you're dealing with is legit, then we move up to the company level, right? So the first thing that you do is you do a Google search on the company, right? And we're looking for the company's website. Looking at the website, you know, it can give you a really good feel for the level of professionalism for who it is that you're dealing with, right? Does the website tell you, you know, where the company is focused, right? How the company is funded, right? Who the owners and officers of the company are. You know, a lot of companies have their employees listed, right? Are there pictures and profiles of management, or at least management, if not employees? All of this is a good indicator, right, that you're dealing with a professional mineral buying shop and not a fly-by-night. So after you finish your review of the company's website, go back to your Google search results and look through the rest of the results, right? Is there anything in there that gives you pause, right? Is there a negative comment, you know, in a web forum, right, that was written 2 years ago, right? Is there anything that gives you confidence that you're dealing with a pro, right? Or is there an article that was written about the company or a press release or anything else, right, out there that helps you to know that you're dealing with someone who's legit? Okay, folks, so now that we've talked about due diligence, right, on the individual in the company, let's talk about red flags. So when it comes to individuals, right, is the person that you're dealing with in any way being elusive or evasive about who they are or who it is they work for? If that is the case, that's a red flag. So another red flag is if you can't find any information online about the individual that you're dealing with or the company that they allege to represent. In this day and age, it's almost expected that professionals, especially folks in a sales type role, would have some form of online presence. So that's something to look for. So another red flag is that even if the company that you're dealing with has a website, there's no personal information, there's no contact information, and there's no physical address listed for the business. Most legitimate mineral buying companies are going to list owners, managers, and some of them even their employees. And all of those are going to contain either pictures or written profiles of those folks, right, in order to show you who they are, in order to provide legitimacy. And the absence of any sort of personal information on a website is a big red flag. So another red flag is high pressure sales tactics, right? So we're all familiar with it. No one likes it. The market is big enough that you just don't even have to put up with it. So if you're uncomfortable with the pace at which the potential buyer is pushing you, there's absolutely no reason for you to feel any sort of obligation to transact with that person. And finally, and I know that this goes without saying, but if you ever receive any piece of mail unsolicited, right, that looks anything like a check, a legal agreement, a mineral deed, and uses words like oil and gas, minerals, royalties, do not sign it, throw it in the trash. It's actually illegal in several jurisdictions for mineral buyers to send out anything on an unsolicited basis that looks like a mineral deed. Unless you are expecting to receive a legal document from a company that you are working with, you do not sign anything that looks like a legal agreement or a mineral deed. Okay, folks, so we've covered a lot today, right? So mineral buyers are everywhere. The market for oil and gas minerals, has grown substantially, within the last 15 to 20 years with the emergence of the shale revolution. So the market is large, right? There are plenty of buyers out there. There are plenty of legitimate, professional mineral buying shops that you can work with, right? There's absolutely no reason for you to work with a fly-by-night company, right? So when you're talking to folks, right, think about what we've talked about today. Trust your gut, look for those red flags, and beware the knowledge arbitrage. The number one way to protect yourself from the knowledge arbitrage is through education, right? So continue to educate yourself, right? Subscribe to my content, watch my videos, read the blog post, and you're gonna put yourself in the best position to maximize the value of your minerals. The second way to protect yourself is to get a second opinion. And we tell people all the time that we would absolutely love to be your second opinion. So reach out to us. You can reach us in the comments below. You can reach us on our website, mineralsguide.com. You can reach me by email, steven@mineralsguide.com. We hope to hear from you, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.